Hey everybody, and welcome back to FTL. Last run we basically went with the Slug Cruiser and we did pretty darn well. We managed to unlock the B layout, which I realized I didn't actually go over before we left. As you can see, it's a nice red color. We start with a teleporter and pretty much everything else relatively normal. Same thing, no sensors. But we've got a healing bomb and a missile, so that way we can basically mess up the enemies by boarding them. So I'm actually not going to play the Stormwalker this time. I actually want to get a run in on the Rock Cruiser. Basically just push our way through with the various, all the various ships, get a playthrough of each one. Now I did go over this one briefly last time. We've got a lot of central rooms here, but we have to remember that they're not all connected, so it's kind of hard to get back and forth between all of them. And we start with two missiles. We start with an Artemis missile, which is just a 1 power 2 damage. This one is 2 power 2 damage, but it has the ability to do extra damage on systemless rooms. So I think here I'm going to be looking to pick up some extra weapons pretty early so you don't have to eat through all our missiles. Let's get started. We do start with 28 missiles, which is a little crazy. We'll power both of those real fast. I'm going to quickly save our layout and let's get started. Let's see, looking at this layout. Before we get started, actually, let's look at our achievements. So, is it warm in here? Have your crew kill a burning enemy on their ship while using a rock cruiser. So basically, we need to set a room on fire, and then put our rock in there, put one of our crew members in there, and kill them. So that'll be it. That'll be an interesting one. It's another one I'm gonna have to buy a teleporter for. While using the rock cruiser, destroy an enemy ship which has a defense drone deployed using only missiles. So basically, hopefully we run into one of those early, and we just kill it by firing missiles simultaneously. Find the secret sector with the rock cruisers. So that's actually finding the crystal cruiser with the rock cruiser. That's a very hard achievement. As it's a very hard ship to unlock by the, quote-unquote conventional means. Alright, let's start here at that. See if we can take care of them. We'll attack the automated system. I'm going to throw an Artemis missile at their weapons, just because it's going to charge pretty fast. Hopefully they aren't in sync. They are in enough sync. So we now have a flaming room. Should I use the hull missile? Oh, they hit our doors, so we're actually not going to be able to put that out by normal means of venting. We'll just have to send a rock there. He is going to be immune. You know what? It does do double damage on a systemless room, so that should kill them, actually. So he's not going to take any damage by putting out that fire. 14 scrap, not bad. We'll send another rock there, just in case. We don't want that fire to spread. Mostly because our oxygen is slowly being eaten. I'm actually going to let them fix the doors so I can vent this room. That should probably be taken care of pretty fast. If it does manage to spread back, it'll be really easy. But luckily it's gone out. So let's open all the doors, even out the oxygen, and send everybody back. Alright. The reason I left that burning a little bit longer is because I had to change the battery on my mouse. It was looking like it was going to get kind of low. Our action's doing pretty well. So we did get information about the sector. We know where some stores are, some distress signals, so I should be able to hit this store right before going, and it looks like we're going to have, that's a sun and an asteroid field. I don't mind the sun, because I've got rock crew. So let's try jumping back here, and we're going to weave our way through, and if I can get to the store before we go, better, but I will hail them. If we had 2 drone parts, I totally would. Unfortunately, I do not, so we're going to have to just pass up on that really good deal. So they've got a beam drone. Our shields are partially ionized. We're going to take tons of damage. We're going to take tons of damage. Okay, hopefully I'm going to fire the first missile at the drone bay, and the second at the laser. Okay. So that worked out well for us. We took a decent bit of damage, more than I'd like, and now they won't be able to get our next. They won't be able to dodge the next missile. We'll just fire the whole missile. We didn't take nearly as much damage as I was kind of expecting. I wanted to target the drones first because it was firing more often. I'm thinking still got a good number of jumps in here, so I'm gonna try and double back a little bit. These missiles do take a while to ramp up. I will totally buy 6 fuel for 12 scrap. We'll be pretty well set on fuel for a while. Hopefully we don't get our shields ionized again. We could hire them to delay the rebels. I'm actually tempted to do that because all we have to do is find 15 scrap. So this first jump will be like the one that we had just jumped to instead of, and then if we find 15 scrap on the next jump, it'll totally be worth it. And considering we're going to have to target weapons first, that's going to fire just as fast as ours. It's probably Alito, which means it'll fire even faster. Luckily they missed. It's very nice, and we managed to hit their weapons. I will fire a whole missile at that empty room, and we will then just fire an Artemis. As long as it lands, we'll kill them. Very nice. Doing well. 24 scrap, and then, ooh, we get a pike beam. Okay, I like this. I'm going to deactivate the whole missile and pull out our pike beam. This way I can do some damage to some systems after firing the Artemis. And this charge time is, let's look. The charge time is 11 seconds, that's 16. So we might have to delay a little bit to do so, but I think it'll probably be worth it. That was definitely a good deal for us. We will demand the surrender of the rebel goods. They are trying to escape, so I'm going to actually land the first missile. They can hurt us. I'm going to land the first missile on engines. So now they can't escape. The second one's going to go on shields, and then we can use the pike beam. Their lasers are... Ooh, we resisted that damage. Nice. I forgot to talk about our special. Can I hit 5 rooms? If I can hit 5 rooms, it will end them. But I don't think I can. But let's hit weapons. Just in case. Now they'll only have 1 laser, they can't possibly hurt us. I'm trying to save the Artemis missile. If I don't have to use another missile, I won't. We'll just have the pike beam set up, and we got him. And we get another missile weapon, in case we wanted to do some crazy stuff. So, I forgot to mention our rock plating. We have a 15% chance to not take hull damage if we get hit. The system would still be damaged, but since it hit in a systemless room, it didn't matter. So that was actually really nice. We've got 100 scrap. I think what I'm going to do... Yes, I'm going to go to this sun, because I don't mind the sun. I don't mind the fires. So it's an automated ship. It's got a beam drone. So the first thing we're going to do is actually launch on the drone, because that drone is dangerous. So luckily our shield got up at the right moment. And so now we'll aim at shields. And if that takes it down, we then end them with the pike beam. Very simple. Simple and easy. Now there's about to be a fire. You know what, we're just gonna drain that one of oxygen. Because it doesn't really matter. It could get into our sensor room, yeah, which wouldn't be good. But I'm not too worried about that happening. Alright, so, off we go. I'm gonna avoid the asteroid field. I'm not too confident about that one. We could do some nice damage, but we're gonna intervene and defend the outpost. They've got hacking. That could be bad, depending on what they hit. They hit our engines, so they're going to be able to stop our ability to... Well, see now, I could fire the Artemis... I'm going to fire the Artemis with the shields. Because we want to disable the weapons, but we missed. Okay, so we're going to have to wait anyway. While we're waiting, you're trapped in there. why don't you go repair the med bay? Might as well get a head start on that. They're likely not going to be synced anymore. We couldn't stop the first barrage. And now, we will not be able to hit all the rooms, but we will hit quite a few. And we'll just set up our pike beam to take another swing at them. And as long as they don't get those shields repaired in time, which seems unlikely, we will be able to finish them off without using another missile. Very nice. 12 scrap, a missile, and a drone part, and they helped, you know, they gave us some more scrap because we helped them. I'm pretty sure we can make to this distress, this nebula, and then to the store. Because the nebula will actually slow down how fast they pursue us, which is even better. We will carefully cut the ship out and get 22 scrap. It's less likely for us to get injured. We have a ton of fuel, I have not been noticing. So we've got intruders. We're just going to open all the doors. Actually, what we're going to do is this. We're going to force them into our med bay by draining basically all other oxygen from all the other rooms. Very quickly they stop attacking the weapons because there's nothing for them to do. Or we basically just sit here and wait for them to die. This is what we do since we've got no doors. No increased doors, and we didn't have the time to get anybody to there. So we'll return everybody. Unfortunately, we don't get any rewards for that, but it didn't do any damage to our ship either, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. We've got 180 scrap jumping into this store. Honestly, I think we can make it here and out and back. You know, we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it. Why not? Alright, so we've got a quest in our next sector. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty good. And we should be able to make it. I think we will make it just fine. And we'll still get to do a shop, so we'll have some stuff to sell for sure. We don't need all of these. We really don't. And I'm thinking what we want. So, I don't think we want any more crew members right now. We're doing just fine. They don't have a teleporter. They do have a drone control, but they don't have the right drone there, so I'm tempted to just pass up on all of this, actually. Although the mind control is really tempting. So I think I might have to do that. Although, let's look at our ship real fast here. We do want to get shields, which is going to be another 90. So we could get the next bar of shields. Yeah, I like that. We'll get the next bar of shields. We will then get mind control. And we're going to have to wait like a sector before we can actually use it because we have to upgrade our sensors. Or I could just throw our weapons guy into our sensors briefly. I think we'll just do this, and then we'll use the scrap that hopefully we get from this event to get the mind control. Unfortunately, we have to decline because their specialty is not actually useful for us. Abandoned sector or uncharted nebula. We really actually don't want to go to the nebula because our mind control will be useless. The abandoned sector will be kind of annoying, just because Lanius, but it could be worse. Alright, this way could be promising, but let's head towards that quest. Alright, this is actually good for us, believe it or not. They're now going to get hit by a bunch of asteroids, and our two shields are going to save us quite a bit of trouble. In fact, I'm not even going to have to use a missile. That bomb doesn't do any damage. We're waiting for an asteroid to hit, and then we go to town. They want to surrender? I say nay. And they're going to die by asteroid because they can't repair their shields fast enough. That worked out very well. I'm very pleased. And now we just have to sit here and wait. I can't upgrade my sensors because we are in danger. Now I could sit here for a little while and we'd get our dodge chance up, but that's just a little bit too min-maxy. Just a little bit. Alright, so no mind control to speak of, so we'll put it into the engines. Hopefully we'll be able to dodge that laser. I'm just going to throw straight at shields. If we can do that damage. Oh, that's right. They're not actually any danger. So then we just rake the pipe beam across like this. With only one laser shot, they're not actually a danger at all. Which means we'll just set up our pipe beam to strike again. Unless they get those shields repaired, we'll be totally fine. We are down to 18 missiles, so we've basically spent 10 of our missiles. Grand total, net. Because we have slowly been getting a bunch of them back. So let's improve our sensors. Let's get you back where you belong. And let's grab 2 reactor power. That way we can power everything that we need to. We're just gonna head towards this quest and then like swing back through here, I think is how we're gonna do it. That way we can hit a bunch of beacons and still, I think most of those reach that. So we've got intruders again. Once again, we don't... Oh, mind control the guy in mind control. He will fight them. Can you get to doors in time? Yes. Alright, so we've gotten somebody to doors, which means that basically anywhere they try and go, they're going to hate themselves. They're just going to be venting oxygen. Oh, that's right, I forgot. He's considered to be a friendly. Okay, see, this is just silly. This door is open. What are you doing? So he's made it into the med bay, but we don't really care because oxygen deprivation. Very convenient way to kill everybody. Open all the doors on the ship, spread that oxygen out so everything's good. And we will continue on. We've got a distress signal here. Let's see who is calling for aid. Let's see. The distress signal is coming from slug vessel. Slugs beg for assistance. Yep, we'll attack the Lanius ship. That is some ship. So, as much as I don't want to, I think my first missile is going on weapons. Just to make sure. That is a flak 1. Well, now it might be a little late. Alright, so we'll just hit shields first. And we can hit multiple rooms here. How many can we hit? 5. That will finish them off, actually. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. We will contact the slugs. They thank us for our help, and they give us some supplies. You know, there's another distress signal. Let's go for it. The rebels are still really far behind. I think we're okay. This distress was a trap. Alright, well, we're gonna grab the pilots again. Or the pilot. First missile is gonna go on shields again. They're only firing 1 ion at a time, which means we're totally safe. So with the shield damaged, we will then just go like, can we? We can hit 4 rooms. We will not accept surrender. Your paltry surrender offer is simply that, paltry. And presuming, of course, that they cannot get the shields back up in time, which we don't know if they can, they will be done. And of course we finish them off. Lanius in a slug ship. I guess it kind of makes sense because they're being deceiving. I guess we will now see if the quest is a trap. Nope, combat drone. That's awesome, and we've got a store. But the store, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be close. I could also just go there. We'll see. I'm gonna check out the store though. Okay, we've got a lot of cool stuff here. We've got a crew teleporter. Useful, but if I'm going for that achievement, I need to be able to set them on fire. A drone recovery arm. that would be useful if I could get a clone bay. Well, I didn't actually sell any of these, so I'm not interested in combat drones. Breach missile is pretty useful, actually, but it's a lot of power. It's a lot of power that I don't have. But a breach missile can, you know, it can breach the room that you hit, which does more damage to the person in there, because they have to repair the breach and suffer the loss of oxygen before actually getting to the system. So I could get a clone bay and a backup DNA bank, which would be really useful, which would mean I wouldn't ever have to power my DNA bank, or my clone bay. But that's 90 scrap, which leaves me with 60 scrap. Yes, we're gonna go a little crazy, and I can sell that one of these for enough. You know, I'm not really ever gonna use the hull missile. So we've gone a little ham. Just a little. This is really nice that these are right next to each other. So we're gonna have him be our border at first now, because, well, quite simply because they're right next to each other and weapons aren't what we need. Yeah. So do I think I can make it? It'll be close. I don't think I can. I'm a gambling man, but I gambled the other way this time, and there was nothing here. So actually we probably could have. It's good to know now, but sure, we'll sell 6 drone parts for 24 scrap. I'm not using drones, so I don't really care. Our next sector is rock or NG controlled. I'm gonna go NG controlled. And well, because you know, I'm going rock controlled. I don't have any other way to pierce shields besides missiles right now, and I do not have the power to launch 2 missiles at a time. So if I run into that, I will be pretty much screwed, which means that I really should invest in 1 more bar of power here. Alright, so we are going to mind control you. We're going to teleport you in as well. And we don't ever have to power up our clone bay right now. Set it on weapons. Just so I don't have to deal with that missile. Now our rock should be able to kill theirs. I'm gonna send another missile there to hit him. And now we just sit and wait as they die, and we get more scrap because we're killing everybody. Which is very nice. And victory. Now he is pretty wounded. I am not going to kill him because he's at 45 health. That's still useful. We are going to need some more boarding crew, which I will definitely be keeping my eye out for. We'll go to this distress beacon. Alright, well, a ship without life forms within nearby dense asteroid shall be investigated. It could be dangerous. Well, we can make a thorough search for the ship without fear of stray asteroids. Oh. Ay. It's giving me the chance. It's giving me the chance to try this, and I have to. I can't not. So now we've got a damaged stasis pod. And 92 scrap. I need a weapon. I need a laser weapon. And I'm not going to get one, am I? No, but I do have some more crew that I could buy. Zoltan's totally worth it. And Mortraven is a badass name. So you are going to be our new weapons guy. Actually, no, you're going to be our engines guy, and we're going to get a second boarder. And we're just going to keep jumping. Okay, so this is good and bad. That's a lot of shots. Alright, so we're going to mind control the pilot and teleport into weapons. So we're gonna do a fun little trick here. I learned this online. So by telling both of these people to move here, I can then assign this person to move back here and him to move here. Which means they switch places, and now he's the one that's taking damage. That's really bad for us. We don't have anybody repairing that, because he's repairing the engines. Alright, so we are going to pike beam their weapons. Darn it, their shield just came back up. I'm silly. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing that we just did. Switch out who's tanking. So many shots. Okay, so our teleporter is down. That's very bad for us. We are going to kill them. You fixed engines, go fix shields. Oh, that's so many shots. Alright, so we've killed them. We still have a bunch of shots coming in. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, that's really, really bad. That's really, really bad. We need him in there for our dodge chance. We could die here. Oh, we are going to take so much damage. We resisted the damage there. Alright, we've got shields again. You go repair. So we do have doors, so I'm just going to vent this. We're going to take full damage there. We need to get these guys back. That was very close. We took quite a beating there, which is very, very unfortunate. Alright, shields are all fixed. Shields are totally good. We need you to run there. Alright, so with your teleportation fixed, you are going to go here. Let's close all doors. You are going there. Yeah, we'll just slowly fix like this. Our oxygen's almost good. Honestly, I probably need to kill these two guys and get them back cloning. But until that time, we are going to actually use... We should probably kill the Zoltan too. Because he doesn't have any real skills here besides repairing, since that's what he's been doing so much. 15% isn't all that much. You are our pilot, right? Yes, so you get back to the pilot room. You two power our clone bay. You get in there so you can die too. Him exploding will finish him off. Alright. I feel a little bad doing that, but they're all gonna clone back, and I'm not too worried about it. That was a very brutal asteroid field. That was stupid. Should not have that kind of weaponry at this stage. Can I have it, please? So basically, we're looking for a few things in our jump pattern. If you've watched the episode in which I unlocked the Crystal Cruiser, this will all make sense. But if you haven't, we will be able to kind of have a revamp. And I'll start talking about it more when we start picking our next sector to jump to. We will offer to board their ship. Do not destroy the ship. And it's a quest. So I'm actually going to jump here, store, there. Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I want to power the pike beam. Oh, that sucks. 67 scrap is not enough to do anything useful at a store. So we're going to go to the quest first, see if we can get something. And at the very least, I'll get some repairing done. Alright, so I need to not hurt them, which means I can't kill them. So we'll control their pilot. I don't believe they can hurt us. I think that's a one-shot. So we're just going to simply take out their shields. I'm basically just trying to get them to surrender. That's my goal. I don't want to kill them all. Just means that I'm going to have to keep putting lasers down on the shields before they get repaired. Now they're about to die, which makes me worried. So I'm just going to beam there, see if they surrender, because they should. They're not going to surrender. I don't know what to say. Like, I literally, I just don't know what to say, because they're supposed to surrender. That's very unfortunate. Unfortunately, nothing I can do. Okay, the explosion rocks the pirate ship and a brilliant light begins to shine from the wreckage. Before you can react, the ship is consumed in a massive chain explosion that sends you careening towards a nearby planet. You struggle to put out the fires, and your pilot desperately tries to get controls online. Okay, so we just lost off an event. That's really sucky and impressive. Well, I guess I have to have a loss now and again. Obviously, the length of this episode will have determined already, but hey, very interesting, different style of play, and hey, I learned something, so hopefully you did. If you did, you know, go ahead and like, favorite the video, something, whatever, it all helps. Leave a comment, something maybe I missed. I probably should have jumped away from that, but I didn't even know that was a possibility, a possible outcome of that, so, yeah, new things every day. But hopefully you enjoyed watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.